Yo, what's up, true crime fans? Buckle up, because we're diving into a wild case that's been buried for years, literally. In 2006, a construction worker in Missouri stumbled across something chilling in the foundation of an old casino, and it cracked open a mystery that shook the FBI to its core. An agent vanished in 1998 while hunting mobsters, and what they found 8 years later will blow your mind. Stick around to uncover a conspiracy so deep it'll leave you questioning everything. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. It's a chilly Tuesday morning in March 2006, and Detective Vince Caldwell gets a call at 11:47 a.m. The construction foreman's voice is shaky, barely cutting through the roar of jackhammers. "Detective, you gotta get down here now. We found something weird in the Riverside Casino's foundation." Caldwell grabs his badge and bolts. The Riverside, a riverboat casino built in 1995 during Missouri's gambling boom, has been shuttered for 6 months for a massive renovation. 20 minutes later, Caldwell's at the site, watching workers clear rubble from a cracked concrete slab. The foreman, Jake Morrison, wipes sweat from his brow despite the cool air. "We were breaking up the old foundation to expand the basement," he says. "The concrete split weird and we saw this." He points to a 3-foot-deep hole. Wrapped in rotting plastic sheeting is the outline of a body. But what catches Caldwell's eye is a glint of metal, a badge. "Nobody touch it," he orders, calling in the crime scene unit. Within an hour, the place is crawling with techs. Dr. Patricia Harris, the medical examiner, carefully peels back the plastic. The badge belongs to FBI Special Agent David Turner, a name every cop in the Midwest knows. Turner vanished in September 1998 while investigating mob ties to riverboat casinos, including the Riverside. "This changes everything," Dr. Harris says, bagging the badge. Turner was presumed dead, but his body was never found until now. Caldwell inspects the site. The body was buried in a deliberately dug-out section of the foundation, sealed with fresh concrete. Someone with access to the 1998 construction site hid Turner here. "When was this slab poured?" Caldwell asks Morrison. After a quick call to the office, Morrison replies, "September 18th, 1998, a Friday." Caldwell's pulse races. FBI records show Turner was last seen September 15th, 1998, leaving his hotel to meet an informant about casino money laundering. He never came back. Who built this? Caldwell presses. Brennan Brothers Construction handled the whole project from 97 to 99, Morrison says. But the concrete work went to a subcontractor, Midwest Foundations. Dr. Harris finds Turner's wallet, driver's license, credit cards, $347 cash. No service weapon. No trauma visible yet, she notes. This wasn't a robbery. Someone wanted him gone. Caldwell calls FBI Special Agent Rachel Martinez in St. Louis. She worked the original Turner case. "We found David Turner," he says. Silence. Then, where? Buried in the Riverside Casino's foundation. Martinez is there in 90 minutes, her sharp eyes scanning the site. 8 years, she mutters. "We searched everywhere, but right under our noses." Turner was probing money laundering at 3 Missouri riverboat casinos, Riverside, Golden River, and Sunset Shores. The FBI suspected Chicago and Kansas City mob families were using them to clean drug money and skim profits. Turner had informants and was close to arrests when he vanished. His last call, on September 14th, 1998, mentioned a meeting with a high-level informant about mob ties. He didn't name the source, standard protocol. The crime scene yields more: Turner's watch, clothing fragments, and restraint marks on his wrist bones. He was bound, Martinez says. Someone knew his moves and the construction schedule. Caldwell asks about Turner's last days. Martinez shares a file. Turner checked into the Riverside and on September 10th, spent 5 days on surveillance, and set up a meeting for September 16th in a private casino gaming room. He never made it. Security footage from September 15th shows Turner entering the Riverside at 7:15 p.m., but none of him leaving. The casino's security chief, Tom Brennan, claimed a power surge corrupted the footage from 7 p.m. to midnight. Suspicious? You bet. Tom's brother, Patrick, owned Brennan Brothers Construction. Too many coincidences. Caldwell digs into the casino's 1998 staff. The general manager, Tony Velasco, had ties to Chicago's Castellano crime family. Velasco's finances didn't add up: lavish properties, shady investments. Employees reported VIP gaming rooms off-limits to regular security, where big cash moved without oversight. Turner's wire recordings caught a pit boss, Jerry Hoffman, mentioning Mr. V's friends from up north and a basement room for private games. That room? Right above where Turner's body was found. Martinez pulls financial records. The Riverside processed $12 million in suspicious cash transactions in 1998. Big players bought chips, barely gambled, then cashed out via casino checks to shell companies. Classic money laundering. Turner's recordings confirmed special treatment for certain customers in unmonitored rooms. He believed the real action happened there. Caldwell tracks down Midwest Foundations, the concrete subcontractor. They folded in 2001, but Morrison gets names of workers from 98. Martinez shares more. Velasco, Brennan, Hoffman, Cage manager Maria Santos, and consultant Dr. Robert Kessler were key figures. Velasco was in Vegas during Turner's disappearance, or so he claimed. Brennan was home. Kessler was in Chicago. Convenient alibis. The investigation stalled in 2000. No body, no hard evidence. Velasco retired in 2003, now runs a Kansas City restaurant chain. Brennan joined his brother's firm until it closed. Hoffman died in 2004. Santos works in Florida. Kessler teaches at a St. Louis community college. Caldwell needs more, so he calls Lisa Chun, Turner's old FBI partner, now retired in Kansas City. Chun meets him at her Overland Park home. David was meticulous, she says. He found the casinos were more than money laundering hubs. They were neutral ground for mob families from Chicago, Kansas City, St. Louis, even Detroit. Her unofficial files show Turner's hand-drawn chart linking Velasco to crime families, construction firms, and corrupt officials. He suspected bribes to state gaming regulators and a leak in the FBI. His last call to Chen hinted he'd found the leak source, but was playing it close to the vest. Chen's photos show mobsters meeting at the casinos. Turner believed Velasco brokered deals between rival families. His notes mention Judge Harold Morrison, who'd handle any prosecutions. Morrison retired in 2001, died in 2004. Chun hands Caldwell an envelope with Turner's unofficial notes. "I didn't share these with the FBI," she admits. David thought someone inside was dirty. Caldwell visits the Riverside, now under new ownership. Manager Patricia Wells, hired in 2000, shares records. Only 7 of 43 employees from 98 still work there. High turnover for a cushy casino job. Maria Santos, now a shift supervisor, remembers Turner. "He asked about our cash procedures," she says. "Velasco had us process big transactions after hours, no oversight, in separate books. The basement gaming rooms? Closed right after Turner vanished." Jerry Hoffman Jr., son of the late pit boss, says his dad was scared in 98. He saw private games, Chicago guys, cash moving without records. Velasco threatened anyone who talked. Hoffman Jr. shares his father's notes, mentioning a canceled game on September 16th and the FBI guy asking too many questions. Security guard James Fletcher confirms the September 15th footage was deliberately corrupted by Brennan, who controlled the system. Caldwell meets Dr. Robert Kessler at a coffee shop. Kessler, a former government consultant with security clearances, admits knowing Turner's investigation was closing in. "I told Velasco the FBI was getting close," he says. "Just business analysis." Caldwell presses. "You warned them." Kessler clams up, suggesting a lawyer. Back in Kansas City, Caldwell confronts Velasco at his restaurant. Velasco plays cool, but tense. "I cooperated with Turner's investigation," he claims. Caldwell reveals Velasco never attended the Vegas conference he claimed as his alibi. Velasco dodges, saying, "It was 8 years ago." When asked about Turner's missing weapon, he shuts down. "Talk to my lawyer." Driving home, Caldwell spots a black sedan tailing him, same one he saw later. That night, Kessler calls, asking to meet at Sunset Shores Casino. "I'll explain everything," he says. At the sports bar, Kessler admits he fed info to both the mob and feds, playing both sides. He names a counsel: Velasco, Judge Morrison, FBI Supervisor Walt Crawford, gaming official Patricia Reynolds, and mob reps. They order Turner's hit. Kessler hands over documents, bank records, meeting notes, proving payoffs to Crawford and Morrison. "I'm disappearing," he says. "You're a target now." Next morning, Kessler's found dead in his apartment, homicide. Maria Santos is attacked in Florida, barely escaping. Hoffman Jr. dies in a suspicious car crash. Brennan vanishes after a late-night call. Caldwell's home is broken into, files rifled. The network's closing in. Crawford calls, offering to meet at a Kansas City Marriott. "I want to help," he claims. At dinner, he admits corruption but pins Turner's murder on Velasco and Brennan. He offers documents. FBI reports tying Velasco to the mob. Caldwell records it all, with Martinez watching from the lobby. Crawford offers to testify for immunity. Suspicious, Caldwell agrees to consider it. Then chaos. Kessler's dead, Santos is attacked, and Crawford's kidnapped from the restaurant during a blackout. A caller demands Caldwell meet at the Riverside construction site, alone, with all evidence, or Crawford dies. Martinez plans an FBI trap. At 9 p.m., Caldwell arrives, wired. Vincent "Vinny" Castellano, a Chicago mob enforcer, steps out with a bound Crawford. Castellano demands the evidence. "Turner refused to play ball, so we buried him," he says, revealing Turner's service weapon. Velasco set up the meeting, Brennan hid the body, Kessler leaked the intel. Crawford shouts they've killed everyone but Velasco, who's fleeing to South America. Caldwell signals the FBI. Spotlights blaze, gunfire erupts. Castellano's men are killed, he's wounded and arrested. Crawford's injured but alive. Castellano's confession, recorded, nails Velasco, Brennan, and Kessler for Turner's murder. Crawford reveals more. Corrupt prosecutors, judges, and FBI agents protected the network, laundering $200 million. Velasco's nabbed in Brazil, extradited. Trials convict Castellano and Velasco for life. Crawford gets 12 years for cooperation. Dozens of officials face charges. The Riverside is sold, reformed. A memorial park now honors Turner. So, what's the craziest conspiracy you've heard of? Drop it in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more wild, true crime stories. Let's keep digging for the truth.